Hi, this is Majinoni, and here's my review for the Avengers, the Children's Crusade number 2 of 9. Now, this is by Heinberg, if you guys remember, and Schuling. If I mispronounced the name, I'm sorry about that. Now, I know some of you guys were saying that you guys didn't like the art or the certain elements of the story. Now, just like I said last time in the previous issue, I think these two guys really seem to work well together, and I think they really captured a nice little feeling of the Young Avengers. I've read the Young Avengers in other miniseries, like through Silent Secret Invasion, and granted that might not have been the best example of writing. I don't think those stories really captured these characters very well. And like I said, I think the art was pretty good. There's going to be some spoiler warning, spoilers coming up, so if you haven't read your book, please come back later. Overall, I think the storyline actually is advancing pretty well. It actually advanced a lot more. Like if you've been reading, like for example, something like Blackest Night, and how slow that thing is just chugging along, this one just goes boom right into it. So let's go into the book. Now, if you remember last time, we had Magneto coming in, and he's like, grandchildren, it's time for us to go. So, obviously, the Young Avengers have issues with that, and they're not going to go quietly. And there's a lot of words exchanged here. Now, one thing I really liked about what was going on here was how the Young Avengers are bonding as a team. It's basically, it's them, you can't take them unless you take us type of mentality. Well, of course, it's not going to be an Avengers book unless you have the Avengers suddenly making their appearance and attacking Magneto. Now, while this is cliched as it is, I think this is one of those devices that was really needed to advance the story, because otherwise we would be here probably for another 10 pages debating whether or not Magneto was going to go with them or not. Now, again, actually another part of this story, this battle, is to showcase how powerful Wiccan is, because he really has a tremendous amount of power. And what he eventually does here is he teleports the Young Avengers and Magneto to Mount Wundagore, where Wanda was born. Magneto believes, even though he searched there once before, he believes that this is the spot here where they can try to find or pick up a trace of Wanda. But while he couldn't do it, he's hoping his grandkids could do it, or potential grandkids. Now, when they arrive there, obviously, they can't look like that, so Wiccan changes their appearance. And, while I think that the clothing is fine, it's not fine for this area, I think. Because, a lot of this area is farmland. And you can see, how some of them look like they're, Magneto has the suit and tie. And some of these other ones they're okay. But it's just, some of them, and then, Vision looks like the nun. But how can this be a nun with that kind of a head? So I was thinking, well, while you're powerful, I guess this is their way of just showing maybe he's still inexperienced a little. So they go to the grave of Magneto's wife, and this is where you get the mandatory flashbacks for anybody who has no clue who Quicksilver and Wanda are. And sure enough, can you guess who does a guest appearance here? It's none other than Quicksilver. And Quicksilver's kind of upset here because obviously he hates Magneto and he wants to kill him. So eventually what happens is they kind of form a temporary truce. And we actually learn that, I think his name was Split Speed, is actually faster than Quicksilver, which was kind of surprising. Now, this is the odd thing that kind of happened here, and I guess this is what really propelled the story. You have Quicksilver finally saying, okay, well, I'm going to kill Magneto. So the smart thing, what does he do? He grabs wood, and he chucks it at Magneto. Now, while everybody ducks out of the way, the one person who gets hit, coincidentally, is a girl who looks just like Wanda. Now, the only reason why I'm not like we didn't cover this up as a spoiler is because the spoiler actually happens next page. So if you don't want to know, now's a good time to stop. What we find out actually is that this is a Doom bot. So next they're going to do is they're going to go to Dr. Doom to pick up the trail of the Scarlet Witch. Now, like I mentioned before, I really do like the art, and the writing is. I thought the writing was good. Now I know some people are going to have issues with Hulkling's and Wicca's relationship and how it's kind of. I don't want to say shoved down our throats, but it seems to be presented more often than it would be between other characters. You know, like there's a scene here with these two. They started a relationship during the siege, and you can see that they're holding. It looks like they're holding hands here, but then because Patriot was a douche, he kind of ruins the moment for him. So, it's kind of like I think what he's kind of doing is he's trying to overemphasize that they have the two gay characters versus they have gay characters in the group and it's no big deal. Now, in a way, he's trying to make it a big deal, which I have the feeling is going to rub some people the wrong way. I mean, personally, I don't care. Character's a character. You like him or you don't. To me, that those relationships like that don't matter. What matters to me is the other parts of the story, the action, how well the story flows, the rise of the plot, the climax of the plot, what happened, what type of sacrifices were made. Those are the things that interest me more than romance. If I want romance, I read a shoujo manga. That has enough angst and romance to drive any person insane sometimes. But anyways, back to this. I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to go because obviously the Avengers are going to follow. Wolverine's the smart one of the group, saying, earlier, what we're going to do is we're just going to follow them. Let them do all the work for us. Because Wolverine's going to go for the kill when they find Wanda. And what's really also odd is how some of the other characters are reacting. The Avengers, they're basically all going, we need to kill Wanda, but we don't want to say the word kill. And like when you hear that kind of dialogue from Tony Stark, it's kind of odd because, Wanda's a super Omega level powered mutant that can do tremendous damage. She was an Avenger, and she just needs some help. While Iron Man lets super powered criminals, masterminds, like Mandarin and, the Mad Tinker and, Norman Osborn for that matter. And he lets them live. And that's where I don't understand, why is there this thing to kill her when she just needs help? And then the Avengers, as her friend and ally, that's what they should be looking for. And the fact that she could be out there, and even if they wanted to kill, let's say the intent was to kill her, the fact that she could be out there, why aren't you looking for her to make sure she doesn't cause further damage? So I think part of the story is flawed on the Avengers side of things. We'll see how it plays out, though. If you have any comments or questions, just post it. Tell me what you guys think of the comic. Do you think that the Avengers are playing to character with the hunt for Wanda? Or is this, or am I just crazy? Or am I actually, yeah, they're playing to character, or are they a little bit more extreme than what they should be? Subscribe to the channel, rate the video up and down, let me know what you think, and until next time.